Hello guys, welcome to part 24 of What If Minato Had Adopted Obito, or A Better Route. First of all, I wanna say that this story doesn't belong to me, so if you want to read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description to find the link to the origin post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. What If Minato Had Adopted Obito, part 24. Iruka got inside and looked at the class he had received. Not a bad mix overall. Lots of clan heiresses and the sons of a few prominent ninja. Plenty of potential to work with. They had already taken the written portion and most everyone scored pretty well. A few scores stood out though. Shikamaru's test had just enough right to have been considered passing if it had been a real test. Sakura, Hinata, Mito, and Shino would have passed with flying colors. Kiba, Kakashi, Choji, and Ino all would have failed, but they all came close. Naruto and Sasuke both passed, but not by a large margin. There was boy named Sai. There was also well who did rather well. There was boy named Sai there as well who did rather well on a test, leaving Iruka very confused as to who he was as he had never heard of Sai before. Next was the taijutsu test, which went surprisingly well. Granted, only Naruto, Sasuke, Hinata, Kiba, and Choji had what was considered passable taijutsu, but for their age group that was great. Finally, they did the ninjutsu test, which showed off extremely impressive result. Iruka asked everyone to show him their best jutsu, which the kids, of course, immediately took to be a competition. Sakura went first to get hers over with, as ninjutsu was by far her weakest area. The best jutsu she could do was the clone, just regular. She couldn't add any element to it. When went next, she used her mind transfer jutsu on Shikamaru to wake him up and get him over there to show off her jutsu. It took almost all of her chakra, and she had to sit down when she was down. Shikamaru displayed his patience, showed off his shadow possession technique. He used it on Ino as payback for waking him up, but was only able to keep it going for about a minute before he had to stop. After Shikamaru Choji was up. He could make his hand massive for a very short period of time. He could only hold it for about 20 seconds, not really long enough to do much damage. Shino went next and used his beetles to storm a nearby target. Not exactly a jutsu, but Iruka felt it counted. The boy no one knew much about Sai went up. He came with scroll and draw a small bird which actually flew off the page and out of the window. Much to everyone's amazement, Kiba used Akamaru to complete his man beast jutsu. There was now the two solid keepers who could both fight simultaneously. He could only use it for about 5 minutes though. Sasuke and Kakashi both used fireball jutsu, both of which impressed everyone who saw it. While Kakashi thought it was awesome that both of them knew it, Sasuke was slightly bothered that someone else could perform it. Oh well, not like he could learn other jutsus. Mito had a small cut on Kakashi's hand, then healed it for him. Nothing major, but is still impressive for an 8-year-old. Naruto went last and used his best jutsu. Iruka was shocked to see the boy could perform the shadow clone jutsu. Apparently, his parents found out that he had too much chakra to use regular ones, so they taught him the shadow version. Naruto asks one question: "Can we show everyone our summons too?" Iruka nodded, and everybody gathered to watch. Naruto summoned one of his toads first, Gamakichi. Gamakichi was a little angry at first, but once Naruto gave him some chocolate, he happily poofed away. Next, Mito summoned her slug, Timmy, who introduced herself and poofed away very quickly. She was almost as shy as Hinata. Finally, Kakashi summoned his favorite snake, Kakumi, jet black viper. The kids were scared at first, but they soon found that he was almost as strange as Kakashi was. He liked to hide in places and scare people when they weren't training. He and Kakashi must have worked quite well together. Iruka was shocked at how well his students were doing. He couldn't have been more impressed with them, to be honest. He just hoped they wouldn't make him too easy. Naruto, Kakashi, Mito, and Sasuke all walked back to the Senju with Anko. They felt very well about their test today. Kakashi wasn't really paying them much mind as he was busy chatting with Kakumi. But did you see everyone today, Kakumi? We blew them away. Kakumi agreed with his summoner, lengthened out his like snake do. Yes, did you see Iruka's face when I hid in his desk? Kakashi laughed. That was priceless. Sasuke turned to Naruto. Is he always like this? Naruto shrugged. More or less, yeah. He's super nice though. Sasuke looked at Kakashi over once again. He's gonna activate his Sharingan on day, and when he does, I am going to need his help in finding that woman. Naruto didn't like the sound of that. It is it really that important to get revenge on that lady? Sasuke scoffed. The blood in his veins turned cold. She killed my whole family. I can't just let that go. Suddenly, someone approached behind them. Kakashi will help. Sasuke turned to Kakashi. You will really help me? Kakashi nodded vigorously. That says the Uchihas are finally a full-fledged family again. Since your family, Kakashi should help you. Mito and Naruto jumped in. Mito looked at Kakashi. If she really did all that, then she is bad for the leaf. So all of us will help you take her down. Sasuke smiled. He was really lost. He may have lost his old family, but it looked like he might have gained a new one as well. Sarutobi looked at Obito, Tsunade, and Jiraiya, pointing how to begin this. I assume you all know why I have called you here. Tsunade frowned. Yeah, you want one of us to take your job, Jiraiya sighed. So, guess we have to decide who the best choice in this situation. I think I am out of the question. I might be strong enough to be Hokage, but I am awful with politics. Tsunade deepened her frown. Great, I am good with both of those, so I am still an option. Obito looked around. I don't think it should be me in that case. I know nothing about politics. Sarutobi shook his head. Actually, Obito, that's one of the reason I picked you. You have got no skeleton in your closet that someone could hold over you. Also, you could have multiple experienced people you can trust to guide with the politics area you don't know about. You are the one I am leaning towards right now. Obito wasn't sure what to make of all of this. Tsunade stood up. I say we go with Obito. I definitely don't want to do it. Plus, I have got duties at the hospitals I have to take care of. I am sure Obito is gonna do fine. Jorah nodded. Yeah, and even if I was good with politics, I got my spy network to run. Sarutobi was hoping it would end this way. Obito, it is. I will put the process in motion. See you all soon. Jorah and Tsunade replied at the same time. Alright, see you. Before Obito could speak, all of them were gone, leaving him to wonder one thing. What the hell just happened? Rin repeated what she first heard. You are going to be Hokage? Obito gulped. She gulped. He wasn't sure how she was going to react to this. Are you okay with this? I mean, I can still turn it down if you really want me to. Rin wasn't having that. No, it's fine. I'm scared about how dangerous the job is, but there are way I can tell you. I can tell you, but there is no way I can tell you to turn this down. Obito couldn't deliver how cool, couldn't believe how cool she was with this. Wow, thanks. Wondered how experienced with the kids are gonna, how excited the kids are gonna be. Kakashi popped out of nowhere. What will Kakashi be excited about? Rin jumped. She had no idea he was there. Is it bad? I'm considering it is bad. I'm considering putting a bell on my own son. Is it bad? I'm considering putting a bell on my own son. Wow. Obito laughed. Get the other kids in here, Kakashi. We have got some big news. Rin watched him ran off and looked at her husband. This seemed to be similar to when Sensei told us when he was going to be Hokage. Obito had held his wife close to him. Don't worry, sweetie. I wouldn't leave you and the kids all alone. Rin giggled. We could still have Tsunade and Jiraiya. We could manage. Obito gave a mock pout. Oh, you make it sound like you don't even need me. Leaned in and kissed him. Oh, I wouldn't say that. Kakashi popped up again. Kakashi brought them. You asked, just like you asked. Obito saw Naruto, Mito, Itachi, Sasuke, and Anko in front of them. Anko looked a little annoyed. What is it? I was getting ready for my date. Rin raised an eyebrow. When did you get a date? Uncle grinned. When I picked the kids up from school, I convinced Iruka to go to take me out. Rin wasn't sure she was telling them everything. Convinced? Anko had a mischievous look on her face. Yeah, convinced. Iruka looked around as well of the kids left the academy. His eyes were soon caught by a woman walking his way. Hi, I am here to speak up Naruto, Mito, Kakashi, and Sasuke. Iruka nodded. They should be out in just a moment. I am their sensei, Iruka. Anko shook his head. Name's Anko. Must be pretty smart if you are a teacher. Iruka nodded. Well, yeah, I am not much of a fighter, but I am great with the academy stuff. Yanko wasn't so much what uh, Uncle wasn't so much about what he just said. I heard you were at least Jonin level shinobi. Iruka rubbed the back of his head. I wouldn't that. It's not that I am not a good fighter, I just never really had it in me. Uncle figured that made sense. You must have a lot of potential to keep patience to keep these kids in line all day. Uncle leaned in close to him. And how do you handle that? Relieving your stress. I mean, yeah, Iruka blushed at how close she was to him. Well, I don't really. Uncle saw the kids coming out and whispered in his ears. How about we go get a bite to eat tonight? and we will see if we can relieve that stress of yours. Nice. Iruka just nodded dumbly while Anko walked away, yelling back to him, "Meet me at Dango shop on the corner here at 8. See you later, Iruka-kun." Iruka watched her walk away with a small smile on his face. That was one hell of a woman. Anko smiled, convincing Iruka was fun. Irene had feeling she didn't want to know what all entailed. Sorry to keep you from getting ready, but this is big. Obito's been chosen as the new Hokage. That stunned Anko up while Kakashi was bouncing up and down. That's gonna be the Hokage. Sasuke watched his cousin with concentrating, then turned to his brother. So if Obito's gonna be the fifth Hokage, we'll have an easier time rebuilding the Uchiha clan, right? Itachi nodded. Yes, but there are some more important things about this than that. Sasuke gave him a funny look. Like what? Itachi wasn't couldn't help but laugh at his little brother. It means that Obito now has the power to protect everyone in the village. Though I will admit, having the first Uchiha Hokage does help our situation. Naruto and Mito turned to each other and yelled happily, "Uncle Obito's gonna be do great." Obito watched his family celebrate and couldn't help but feel like good things were to come. He was going to be going to be on one everyone looked in his village, but with his family behind him, he knew he could do it. That's all for part 24. If you wanna be notified for future parts and other what if and fan fiction reading, the best way is by subscribing. And I always try to reply to all of your comments. So if you have any kind of question, you can leave them down in the description. That being said, I have to see you in the next one. Bye bye.